This room contains the king's most valuable treasures, shrines, chests, and more statues of Egyptian gods.
It shows the sufferings of the dead who have displeased the gods in this lifetime.
The temple was dedicated to the crocodile god Sobek.
Egypt, the land of pharaohs, pyramids, and enigmatic hieroglyphs, has always been a treasure trove of mysteries. But hidden in the caves and tombs of this ancient civilization are paintings that still baffle archaeologists.
The stele was most likely created during the reign of Ptolemy V.
Today, we're diving deep into some of the most mysterious cave paintings found in Egypt, each more chilling than the last, starting with number 1, the Cave of Swimmers, Gilf Kabir Plateau. Deep in the Sahara Desert, the Gilf Kabir Plateau holds a mysterious cave painting called the Cave of Swimmers. The painting is believed to be around 10,000 years old, hinting at a time when this arid desert was once a lush and wet area. The existence of these figures suggests a time when the Sahara was not a desert, but a verdant, water-abundant region. The painting serves as evidence of the climatic changes that transformed the Sahara from a lush environment to a vast, arid desert. Some researchers speculate that this shift might have influenced ancient human migration, driving people to settle near the Nile, and ultimately leading to the development of Egyptian civilization.
How old is this, you think?
At least 5,000 years old, probably older, because the climatic situation in these times were better. Probably possible to settle here, at least seasonally.
This also makes scientists and historians believe that the Egyptian civilization came into being about 2,000 years before they had supposed. Number 2, the dancing spirits of Wadi Surra. Near the Cave of Swimmers, another site called Wadi Surra, or the Cave of Beasts, contains bizarre, ghostly paintings of human-like figures with raised hands and exaggerated limbs, almost like they're dancing.
Like and subscribe right now, and you'll have amazing luck for the rest of the week.
The scary figures depicted in the Cave of Beasts have intrigued archaeologists for decades. These figures, with their outstretched limbs and almost ghostly appearance, suggest a ritualistic dance or invocation. And the presence of non-human handprints has led to various theories, including the possibility of shamanic ritual that might have involved altered states of consciousness. What's unsettling is that many of these figures appear headless, with some scholars suggesting they represent spirits or beings from the afterlife. This cave art is over 7,000 years old and has been linked to ritualistic practices for the longest time possible. Till date, we don't know if these paintings were a depiction of the supernatural, or did they serve as a gateway to communicate with otherworldly beings. Number 3, the goddess Hathor's temple, Sinai Peninsula. Deep within the Sinai Peninsula lies a cave dedicated to the goddess Hathor, the mistress of turquoise.
She is the daughter of Ra, the sun god, making her one of the most important Egyptian deities.
Hathor's association with love, music, and mining is well documented, but the carvings at Serabit el-Qadim offer a different narrative. Some believe that the rituals depicted here were not just for mining, but were intended to harness Hathor's protection against the dangers lurking in the wilderness. These paintings show Hathor in both her nurturing and protective forms, suggesting a complex relationship with those who sought her favor. Not sure if the miners invoked her power to ward off curses. Or maybe they were seeking something more profound, like divine enlightenment or protection from desert spirits. Number 4, the battle reliefs of Ramses II at Abu Simbel. The reliefs at Abu Simbel show Ramses II in battle, especially during the Battle of Kadesh.
We have Ramses' army approaching with their bows, and before them, the captives. These are Nubian captives.
The reliefs depicting the Battle of Kadesh are not mere records of military might. They are symbols of divine intervention. Ramses II is shown larger than life, with gods like Amun watching over the battlefield. Some symbols appear to be celestial, almost as if mapping the stars. These could be signs that Ramses believed his victories were written in the heaven. These intricate carvings might not only be historical records, but also serve as a message that Ramses was the chosen one, favored by the gods to lead Egypt to glory. Number 5, the Anubis Shrine Carving, Valley of the King. One of the more famous ancient Egyptian cave paintings lies within the Valley of the King. The walls of the tombs here are adorned with images of Anubis, the jackal-headed god of the dead, guiding souls to the afterlife. Most of these paintings are well documented. Some lesser-known carvings show Anubis in a different light.
This room contains the king's most valuable treasures, shrines, chests, and more statues of Egyptian gods. The treasury also contained 14 boats believed to be the deceased person's ride into the afterlife.
While Anubis guiding souls is a familiar theme, these cryptic symbols beneath his feet add a layer of mystery. Some researchers speculate that these carvings could represent a map of the underworld, with Anubis acting as a guardian over secret paths that the dead must traverse. The idea of a map suggests a deeper understanding of the afterlife, a realm that was not chaotic, but structured, with specific routes and destination. These symbols could be possible instructions for the soul, guiding it safely to the afterlife, or they could be warning signs for the living to steer clear of forbidden knowledge. These hidden symbols add a chilling element to the usual portrayal of Anubis, hinting at secret rituals or lost knowledge. Number 6. The Dendera light bulb. Temple of Hathor. One of the most famous and debated carvings is found in the Temple of Hathor at Dendera. The so-called Dendera light bulb depicts a long, tubular object that seems to emit light, resembling a modern light bulb. However, the debate over the Dendera light bulb continues to this day. Some theorists point to the resemblance between the carved object and modern lighting equipment as proof of advanced ancient technology.
Working models of the so-called light bulb were also made, and the fact that they were operational felt like some kind of conclusive proof that the reliefs at Dendera were in fact showing us light bulbs,
hinting at lost knowledge or even extraterrestrial influence. On the other hand, mainstream Egyptologists argue that the carvings are symbolic, representing the myth of the creation of light. It shows a serpent inside the tube, which appears to be suspended, and a lotus flower connected to the bottom. Some believe this is evidence that ancient Egyptians had advanced electrical knowledge, using technology akin to light bulb. However, mainstream scholars argue that it's a symbol representing a mythological event involving the lotus flower and the emergence of the sun god. The truth could lie somewhere between myth and reality, hinting at knowledge we are yet to understand. Number 7. The Mystical Oion at Abydos. The Oion, located in Abydos, is a subterranean structure that houses unique wall carvings, including what's known as the Flower of Life pattern. This geometric design, seen today in cultures around the world, is carved deeply into the granite walls, and its meaning remains mysterious. Its presence in the Oion has led to speculation that the ancient Egyptians had a profound understanding of geometry and cosmic patterns. Some esoteric groups believe this pattern is a key to understanding the universe's structure, a blueprint for creation itself. The Osirion's subterranean location adds to its enigmatic aura, making one wonder if it was a place of meditation, where priests sought to connect with the mysteries of the cosmos. Some suggest it symbolizes the building blocks of life, hinting at a more profound understanding of the universe.
It shows the sufferings of the dead who have displeased the gods in this lifetime, and their heart is not as light as a feather.
The Osirion is linked to the worship of Osiris, the god of the afterlife, and its hidden underground placement adds an extra layer of mystique. Number 8. The Osiris tomb paintings. Abydos. The Temple of Osiris at Abydos is famous for its depiction of the god of the dead. However, the hidden cave beneath the Temple of Osiris adds a darker element to the worship of the god of the dead. The walls are covered with intricate paintings of Osiris surrounded by serpents, with hieroglyphs that speak of resurrection and eternal life. The intertwining of serpents and hieroglyphs related to resurrection has also been interpreted as a metaphor for rebirth. The paintings suggest that ancient rituals might have involved summoning divine energies to grant eternal life, or perhaps even reanimating the dead. This could be a sign of an ancient cult that sought to unlock the secrets of life and death, hidden from mainstream society and carried out in secretive ceremonies. Some have interpreted these paintings as hints of a secret cult, a group that may have been involved in rituals of mummification and communication with the dead. Number 9. The Winged Creatures of Amarna. In Amarna, the city built by Pharaoh Akhenaten, some wall carvings show creatures that appear to have wings, almost angelic. It is the city where Akhenaten attempted to introduce monotheism. It is filled with strange and beautiful angelic carvings. The winged beings are often interpreted as depictions of divine messengers, but their skeletal, elongated forms suggest something more ethereal, perhaps spirits or guardians that watched over the city. Either they were protectors or they represented entities from Akhenaten's new monotheistic vision, guiding or warning those who dared to change tradition. These figures continue to be a source of debate, with some even suggesting they could represent ancient beings from another world. Some believe these creatures were meant to depict Akhenaten's vision of a godly realm, but others think they could be spirits or protectors guarding the city from unseen threats. Number 10. The Dendera Zodiac. Temple of Hathor. The Temple of Hathor at Dendera is known for its stunning ceiling mural, the Dendera Zodiac. The Dendera Zodiac has fascinated scholars and astrologers both, not just for its detailed depiction of the night sky, but also for the odd symbols around the central figure.
The Zodiac was discovered in 1799 after Napoleon's military campaign in Egypt, where Vivant Denon, an artist who would soon become the first director of the Louvre Museum, stumbled upon it.
Unlike traditional Egyptian art, this circular representation includes Greek and Babylonian elements, showing a blend of cultures. So, the inclusion of elements from various cultures has led to speculation that this artifact was an attempt to unify different cosmic beliefs, perhaps as a way to harmonize Egyptian, Greek, and Babylonian views of the universe. The mysterious figure at the center could represent a deity or a celestial event, but its true meaning remains elusive. What knowledge could this cosmic diagram be trying to convey about humanity's place in the universe is still not fully known. Some say these symbols are signs of astrological events, while others believe they could be a message predicting cosmic changes. Number 11, the Abyss of Crocodile, El Kab. In the caves near the ancient city of El Kab, there are paintings of crocodiles diving into what appears to be a swirling abyss. Crocodiles were symbols of power, protection, and the god Sobek.
The temple was dedicated to the crocodile god Sobek.
The ancient Egyptians chose a lot of their gods based on the natural world, and crocodiles are large, terrifying things, so they wanted to appease them.
They were seen as both protectors and harbingers of death, associated with the god Sobek. The depiction of these creatures diving into a dark abyss, however, paints a different story. Some believe it represents a passage to the underworld, where even the mighty crocodiles lose their dominance. Others think it could be a warning or depiction of chaos. Crocodiles diving into the unknown might symbolize a journey to face dangers or confront the afterlife's uncertainty. This shift in their usual portrayal raises questions about what ancient artists were trying to convey. Maybe they were foreseeing an impending doom, or perhaps they were depicting a forgotten myth about the end of days. Number 12, the Heca Priest painting, Theban necropolis. In the Theban necropolis, tombs belonging to the priests of Heca, magic, show paintings of rituals that involve summoning serpents and other creatures from the underworld. These intricate paintings reveal much about the role of magic's Heca in ancient Egyptian culture. Priests of Heca were not just religious figures, but also sorcerers who practiced complex rituals involving serpents and other creatures, believed to be from the underworld. Most priests are depicted holding a staff, surrounded by circles of light, almost as if controlling these dark forces. These images of priests encircled by light and commanding dark forces imply a mastery over both life and death. And they suggest that the ancient Egyptians didn't just worship their gods, they practiced complex magical ritual, seeking to harness powers beyond the mortal realm. This duality, light and dark, suggests a balance of powers, hinting at deeper knowledge of cosmic forces. Not sure about the kind of secrets that these priests guarded, or if their rituals were a form of protection or a way to control forces that we cannot fathom. Number 13, the mysterious figures of Carga Oasis. The Carga Oasis, one of Egypt's most remote desert regions, is home to cave paintings depicting figures unlike anything seen elsewhere in Egyptian art. The paintings found here show humanoid figures that look almost alien, with elongated bodies and trance-like poses. Their arms raised toward the sky suggest a ritual of communication, perhaps reaching out to divine being. The absence of hieroglyphs or accompanying text leaves the purpose of these paintings shrouded in ambiguity. Some have speculated that these figures could represent ancient shamans who entered altered states to commune with gods, while others think they might be depictions of beings from other realms. Or perhaps these images are evidence of early attempts at contact with the supernatural. Number 14, the solar boat of Abu Simbel. In the famous temple of Abu Simbel, dedicated to Ramses II, there are carvings of a solar boat, a vessel that ancient Egyptians believed carried the sun, god Ra, across the sky. The symbolism of the solar boat is deeply embedded in Egyptian mythology, representing Ra's journey across the sky.
During the day, Ra sailed across the skies in a sun barge. By sunset, that barge turned into the evening barge, also called the Ship of a Million Souls.
However, the hidden carvings of a solar boat surrounded by dark clouds offer a more ominous image. This portrayal, with the sun disk partly obscured, suggests a celestial event, possibly an eclipse, that must have struck fear into the hearts of ancient Egyptians. For them, the sun's disappearance was a harbinger of chaos. These carvings might be a depiction of such an event, or a metaphor for the eternal struggle between light and darkness, with Ra battling unseen forces to keep the world from plunging into darkness. Number 15, the Tomb of Seti, the Book of the Earth. One of the most intriguing tombs in the Valley of the Kings is that of Pharaoh Seti I. Inside, there are paintings that are part of what is known as the Book of the Earth. The chaotic and fiery depictions within Seti III's tomb are unlike the orderly, peaceful afterlife scenes seen elsewhere. The Book of the Earth illustrates a journey through a nightmarish underworld full of serpents and dark, monstrous figures.
Inscriptions may have originally been in an earlier temple, now lost at Kam Ambo, that was located on the same spot as the later temple.
This artwork may not just be a guide to the afterlife, but a cautionary tale, one that describes the perils awaiting a soul unworthy of passing into the afterlife. The presence of a giant serpent judging a human figure is particularly disturbing, suggesting that even in death, there were trials to be faced. These scenes could be a visual representation of humanity's fears, or maybe they were maps to guide the departed through dangerous realms of the afterlife. Number 16, the Famine Stala, Sahel Island. Located on Sahel Island near Aswan, the Famine Stala is a large stone inscription telling the story of a 7-year famine during the reign of Pharaoh Djoser. The Famine Stala stands as a testament to the intersection of mythology and reality.
The stele was most likely created during the reign of Ptolemy V.
Pharaoh Djoser's consultation with the gods during a 7-year famine portrays the pharaoh as a bridge between mortals and deities. The carvings are vivid, showing interactions with gods like Khnum, who is believed to control the flow of the Nile. What is fascinating is how these carvings blend myth with history, showing the desperation of a ruler who sought divine intervention to save his people. This is not just a historical record, but a story of faith and fear, a reminder of how closely the ancients believed their fate was tied to the will of their gods. Number 17, the Wadi Whamamat Carving. The Wadi Whamamat, a dry riverbed linking the Nile to the Red Sea, is known for its numerous carvings and inscriptions dating back to ancient time. The carvings at Wadi Whamamat are a chronicle of ancient mining expeditions, but they also serve as a narrative of resilience. The depictions show workers hauling massive stones, with accompanying inscriptions detailing their journeys. Some symbols suggest that the site was not only a source of precious stones, but also a place of spiritual significance. It's thought that the stone mined here was used for building temples, thus making it sacred. The carvings also reveal that ancient Egyptians saw their work as part of a divine mission under the protection of God. Perhaps these expeditions were just about acquiring resources, or maybe there was a deeper spiritual quest involved. Number 18, the Nubian tribute scene, Tomb of Hui. In the Tomb of Hui, who served as a viceroy of Nubia during the reign of Tutankhamun, there is a stunning painting that shows the tribute brought by Nubian chieftains.
Nubian nobles, Prince Heca, the chief of Miam, the governor of Lower Nubia and at the same time the most important figure after Hui.
The Nubian tribute scene is a rich portrayal of Egypt's complex relationship with its southern neighbors. The depiction of Nubian chieftains presenting gold, exotic animals, and other treasures to the Egyptians is more than a display of wealth. It's a symbol of diplomacy, respect, and power. The Egyptians viewed Nubia as a land of riches, and this painting underscores the role of trade and alliances in maintaining their empire's prosperity. The vivid colors and attention to detail make it clear that these interactions were celebrated events. Yet, the scene also raises questions. Were these gifts freely given, or was there an underlying tension between the two cultures? Number 19, the Tomb of Mena, Theban necropolis. The Tomb of Mena in the Theban necropolis contains some of the most beautifully preserved paintings, showing scenes of daily life, agriculture, and religious ritual. The intricate details, like the depiction of individual workers harvesting grain, show not just labor, but a reverence for the land and its bounty. These paintings are more than artistic expression. They are historical documents that offer insights into the social and economic life of ancient Egypt. The fact that Mena is shown overseeing the harvest suggests his high status and the importance of food production to the society's stability. Maybe there are other aspects of daily life that could be hidden in these colorful murals, waiting to be discovered. Number 20. The Tomb of Nefari, Valley of the Queen. The Tomb of Nefari, known as one of the most beautifully decorated tombs in Egypt, features stunning paintings that depict the queen's journey to the afterlife. It is a masterpiece of ancient Egyptian art. The vibrant colors and detailed painting highlight the queen's journey, where she is guided by gods like Osiris and Anubis.
She was the daughter of a top Egyptian advisor named Ai, who himself would go on to become pharaoh after the death of King Tut.
The scenes of Nefertari making offerings to the gods emphasize her piety and her readiness for the afterlife. The craftsmanship suggests that this was more than a mere burial chamber. It was a testament to the love and respect Ramses II had for his queen. Apparently, these paintings were meant for those who followed her, and they offered comfort in a time of grief. This is an interesting cop-up method now. Number 21. The Red Chapel of Hatshepsut. In Karnak, the Red Chapel of Hatshepsut features beautifully painted stone blocks that show the queen performing rituals alongside the gods. It is a striking symbol of her reign, showcasing her divine right to rule. The paintings on the stone blocks show the queen alongside gods, emphasizing her unique position as one of the few female pharaohs in Egyptian history. The cryptic references in the hieroglyphs might hint at her efforts to solidify her claim to the throne, possibly through religious ceremonies that reinforced her divine status. This rare portrayal of a female ruler in a male-dominated society invites us to consider the challenges Hatshepsut faced and the strategies she used to overcome them. This rock art has left people wondering how she navigated the expectations of her time and what legacy she has left behind. Number 22. The Pyramid Texts of Unas. The Pyramid of Unas in Sakara contains some of the earliest known religious texts in the form of inscription, known as the Pyramid Texts. These inscriptions, known as the Pyramid Texts, consist of spells and incantations meant to guide the pharaoh's soul through the afterlife. What's particularly fascinating is that some of these spells remain untranslated, hinting at lost knowledge that we can no longer fully comprehend. The cryptic phrases could represent ancient wisdom, a language of the divine, or even secret rituals known only to the priest. These texts are not just religious. They are cosmic maps meant to ensure the soul's safe passage through the chaotic underworld. There might be truths hidden within these carvings that we have yet to uncover. Number 23. The Eye of Horus Labyrinth. Tomb of Ramses VI. The tomb of Ramses VI is decorated with elaborate images of the Eye of Horus.
Left eye of Horus, called the lunar eye, or Eye of Thoth, often regarded as the symbol of the moon, and the right eye of Horus, called the solar eye, or Eye of Ra, being that of the sun.
But in one of the hidden chambers, there's a painting that shows a labyrinth of eyes, almost like a maze. The Eye of Horus is a powerful symbol of protection, but the labyrinth of eyes carved into this hidden chamber in the tomb of Ramses VI presents a more mysterious interpretation. Each eye appears to be watching, with sharp lines and dark pupils creating an unnerving effect. The central chamber, guarded by a larger, more sinister eye, suggests a level of vigilance that goes beyond protection. Some researchers believe this labyrinth could represent the journey of the soul through trial, where the eyes are ever watchful guardian, while others speculate that the eyes could be symbolic of a hidden, omniscient power. The purpose of this creepy maze is still not discovered, and we do not know if it serves as a warning or a guide for those who enter. Number 24. The painted columns in the Temple of Esna. The Temple of Esna stands out for its vividly painted columns that feature scenes of the gods alongside astrological symbols. These painted columns of the Temple of Esna are a striking combination of celestial and ritualistic imagery, suggesting a fusion of spiritual beliefs and astrological knowledge. Unlike other temples, the columns here depict records of ceremonies that involve animal sacrifices alongside astrological symbols, which has led to speculation about secret rites performed to appease the gods or communicate with the celestial realm.
The hypostyle hall is made of red sandstone and is 37 meters wide, 20 meters long, and 15 meters high.
The vivid paintings provide a window into the complex interplay between religion, science, and magic. Maybe the ancient Egyptians believed that by performing these rituals, they could influence the stars, or perhaps they were attempting to decipher cosmic messages hidden in the heavens. The unusual combination of celestial and ritualistic imagery has led some to believe these paintings contain secret rites. Number 25. The Abydos helicopter carving. Abydos is known for one of the most mysterious carving, the so-called helicopter hieroglyphs, where shapes resembling modern technology are visible. These so-called helicopter hieroglyphs at Abydos have been the subject of intense debate. Skeptics argue that these carvings are the result of overlapping inscriptions, but those who believe in the possibility of advanced ancient technology see this as evidence of lost knowledge. The carvings appear to show shapes resembling modern machines, such as helicopters and submarines.
Researchers said it's just a mixed-up of palimpsest and some inscriptions. They claimed it was ray-carved during Ramses' dynasty.
Leading some to speculate that the ancient Egyptians might have had access to technology we cannot explain, or perhaps even contact with advanced civilization. This could be a sign of knowledge passed down from a forgotten era, or maybe it was simply a coincidence. The mystery endures, fueling theories that range from ancient engineering marvels to extraterrestrial influence. Number 26. The Serapium of Sakara. The Serapium is an underground complex that served as a burial site for the sacred Apis bulls, considered embodiments of the god Ptah. The carvings found near the massive sarcophagi are enigmatic, depicting abstract shapes and animals that do not conform to typical Egyptian artistic convention.
The monolithic boxes are approximately 2 meters high, 2 meters wide, and almost 4 meters long.
Some archaeologists believe these symbols represent a form of ritualistic language, perhaps an attempt to communicate with the divine or the spirits of the sacred bulls. The sheer scale and precision of the underground tunnels suggest a level of engineering sophistication that continues to baffle experts. Could these symbols be a form of coded message meant to be understood only by those who knew the secrets of the Apis cult? Who knows? And that was all for today. What do you think about these ancient paintings and carvings? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Goodbye.